Elegbete TV Radio. Stay tuned. Elegbete TV Radio. Redefining broadcasting. Listen. You are listening to Elegbete TV Radio. Elegbete TV Radio. We dare to lead. This is radio like you never heard before. Elegbete TV Radio. The pathfinder for radio.
Sorry. All right, good morning and welcome to this first movie on Elevated TV Radio. My name is Daffy Matches. I'm going to come in Elevated on the spot. I've got with me Joy Bassi in the studio today. She's going to give me, she's grinding, gradually getting into the groove, finding her voice. It's not easy, but she definitely is trying. And I need you guys to encourage her for that. It's not really easy. I know how it wasn't like it for me when I started, but everybody's not the same. Joy Bassi, good morning and welcome. How are you doing?
Fine.
At your parents, your family at home, and your social media friends, your WhatsApp group friends, and everybody.
Everybody's fine.
Because this is we have to ask after our WhatsApp group family because sometimes they're even closer to us than the people that we live with in the same house. Do you ever get that feeling that some people on WhatsApp or social media, WhatsApp, Instagram, TikTok, are closer to us? They know us better than the people we live with in the same house.
True, because sometimes you post some things on WhatsApp that only they will do, but people you also don't really know about it.
And why is it so?
I think we just want to have like a separate life from what we are doing.
No, I don't have that anyway. My generation is different. Well, so can I ask you this? Would you block your parents, like your mom? Would you block her?
There's certain things they can do. You not necessarily block, but you can stop them from doing your status.
Oh, you can stop them?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
How do you do that?
Like, I don't really know how to do it, but my friends know how to do it. The way we do
So you
it.
can stop your parent. You can stop certain people from viewing your WhatsApp status. Okay. Hey, Rookie and the Runo. I'm learning the trick now. Okay, so no problem. Nothing to say. So how you doing? How's everything? Are you learning? It's most important that when you intern, you learn.
Yeah.
And if you're not learning, forget all the excitement. Yesterday we had a very one of the biggest interview we've ever had. Yeah, we're branching off from our comfort zone and we're going into basketball. It's not really our area of strength. It's not really some of the things that in football I could close my eye and tell you I know this whole thing. Okay. But in basketball, I'm a rookie. I'm a learner, completely like buried, as we say in the streets of Oregon. Did you enjoy the whole conversation? It was 4 hours of from 10 to past 2, 4 hours. That's like the longest interview we've ever done.
Yeah, it was really, really fun. I'm not sure that I did not eat. Like, I thought we were going to cook inside. No one really eat. So, that 4 hours, I was hungry.
Oh, sorry, dear, sorry.
So
I couldn't even finish my food. That's how much engrossed I was. I didn't eat.
Really interested to say behind the scenes of what we used to watch online. It's very, very informative.
Well, I'm I'm happy that you're learning because that's the most important. When people come around me, I always say, okay, what can I impact on them? But at the same time, I'm learning from you because learning is a two-way street. There's nobody that knows it or nobody sits in their high horse and say, I know. I know from yesterday, but from today going into tomorrow, you know better than I do. So, we're going to teach each other. So let's get in on the news. What's trending? From your world of the world that we live in my sporting world, I know what's trending, but I want to know what's happening in your world, and I could learn from you and how people are reacting to the things that are happening in your world. So, kick us in.
We saw on that jam results team. Like now, father had come to say that she did not do it. That's the lie, the conspiracy, and it's kind of
both ways, right?
Yes.
I think what this is my position, and I've had a lot of side. I made a post on Instagram and I said I'm standing with the girl. First off, if there is an error, which is possible, there is the possibility of an error. When it comes to technology, I remember last season, this season that just ended with the NPFL, I was transmitting games from where we were from Jos to NTA. The signal from my end was fantastic, and there's a technology that tells you that it is reaching the other end and everything is perfect, but NTA is saying they're not receiving it, and it was crazy. But not knowing that NTA had collected money to do another program in that exact time, and so they were claiming they were not receiving it. So I had to prove to them that actually you guys are receiving it, but somebody's just there sabotaging it, right? And just say, let's say I didn't have that technology, that could record in real time and show the transmission strength, the length and breadth of the things that I'm sending to them. Maybe they would have said, oh, I sabotaged the broadcast, and then 4 million plus would have been deducted from me. But what really happened was that 4 million was given to NTA to broadcast the game, and then somebody else paid 12 million to do their own program at that same time, and they wanted it running. And they didn't know what to do. They wanted to put the blame on me, but eventually they had to come out clear that the Nigerian Navy and the Air Force are doing something and they want it broadcast and they pay 12 million, blah blah blah. But that's a different conversation. So I think that what Jam should have done is bring out the girl's script. I don't know, but I'm a layman, but I think that's the easiest thing. Bring a script and remark it.
Bringing script out is like, they don't really do that.
Yeah, because we've never had this type of problem before. We've never had this. So desperate times calls for desperate measures. I've always believed that there is no such thing as, oh, this is the one way that we've always done it, then we should stay like that. When things happen that is different from what we're used to, we need to now start saying, okay, you know what? Let's go back to our script. Our script will tell us what the stuff is, because if you bring a script and you remark it, it will put you exactly where she is. I'm standing with the girl. I could also be wrong, but what's it called? Jam is giving us reason, especially when you have Mr. Yakubu with INEC and Beavers and all that. It's almost impossible now for us to believe anything that comes from the side of the government, because there's no transparency on that side. But until they are able to prove that, oh, it's forged, I'm not saying forgery is not possible. People forge passport, visas, and the rest before. So I'm not saying it's not possible. But Jam should come out clean. That's my own anyway.
No, but the problem, we didn't do it. We didn't just let it die down.
Maybe it's something we'll have to wait and see.
Okay. So another one, our president has now submitted his academic record from the University of Chicago.
Damn.
And it comes to say that the charges against him were dropped. He was banned from entering United States. So now said that the charges of him were dropped and improved his results. So what's your take on that?
Well, see, in all honesty, I'm not one of. So I always get. I think the black race. So we're still living in slavery. I don't need America to approve of me. You were not voted by America. You voted by Nigeria. I don't need America to approve of me to say, oh, as a president of Nigeria, I need to visit America. I need to focus on what my people need. And the market is so open right now that you can decide, okay, America, you don't need me. I'm going to China. I'm going to Russia. And that could be a big slap on them. If the Nigerian president visits America 365 days in a year, and I don't have lights here, I don't think that's going to be important to me. But if the Nigerian president buckle up and work with his team and make sure we have electricity non-stop, make sure that the roads are not dead trap, make sure that the country, anywhere I want to travel to, I am not afraid if I'm going to be kidnapped or going to die on the road. I think that saves me more than having my president can visit America. I don't care if I don't want my president visiting anybody. It pisses me off when my president burns CO2 and go to any foreign country. I'm not interested. When has it happened that any country voted the president will say, oh, the president cannot visit Nigeria, and then it's a problem in their country?
Well, this is the one about the Uganda president. I think the United States has cut the Uganda off because of the anti-gay law that he passed.
I think that the United States of America are overplaying their hand in global politics, and I've always said that. But people, this whole thing of let's not talk, so that tomorrow they will ban you and not give you a visa. I've heard people say that even when I make my tweet, because hey, this is you're saying will come against you when you need visa to travel. Like, I don't really care. I'm not one of those people. Don't use your ambition and your lifestyle to measure me. Everything that I need to be successful and happy is here in Nigeria. I can live the rest of my life here in Nigeria and be very satisfied. I will go to Abraka and dip my leg in crystal clear waters. I'll go to Uyo and live in serenity. I will go to Jos and enjoy the whole comfort. I will go to Abuja and drive on wide road. I will go to the north and feel the static energy on every metal surface. There is so many things that I can do in Nigeria. And if I'm done with Nigeria, I could go to Ghana, Rwanda, Zanzibar, Mauritius, Angola, Zambia. But there are 54 countries in Africa. When I'm done with that, I could go to Saudi Arabia, I could go to Jeddah, I could go to Bahrain, I could go to Qatar, I could go to the UAE. When I'm done with that, I could go to Nepal, I could go to Tahiti, I could go to Miami, I could go to Hong Kong, China, India.
But you still have to travel out now.
But I don't need the US. It's not a
killer. It's not more like where I used to be then.
Whatever it is, I don't care.
Oh, and now,
I just need a beautiful country. When I'm driving around in my own country, I should feel the love, the beauty of my country. That's all. I want to go to Warri and feel like Warri has changed. I don't want to go to Dubai and snap it. Burj Khalifa. It's good, but it doesn't excite me. It's not. I want to go Warri and like, oh, look at Oakwood Street that used to have houses that look like Monopoly's cube, all those small Monopoly houses. They're now having skyscrapers. I want to go to, I want to go to places and see the growth in my country. I don't know that. See, all these countries don't freak me. I could go for visit and come back, maybe go for training. And all the training I even need is here. I don't need anything.
Oh, yeah. And now the flying car has been approved.
Okay.
So that they can start purchasing it for $200,000.
Yeah, but I think they should start with flying ambulances. I think the first set of flying cars should be ambulances because of traffic. That's my own thought, because I saw the news and I was like, okay, it's good. Flying cars are good, but why not start with ambulances?
But more concerned, drivers.
No, I don't think I am bothered about it, because man always prevail over technology, because it's man that build technology. So technology can go rogue, but man will still tame it. I think that eventually we'll master it. And think about the first set of people that started flying planes. You know how hard it is. Nobody's done it before. It's never happened before. Nobody even know you can take it off, but you don't even understand how to land, the pressure, the weight, and all that. But then look, we fly today. Supersonic jets are coming. People are now flying from the earth to the moon. $500,000, you're going to the moon and come back. So hey.
Would you want to buy the flying car?
Yes, I would. Because I'm a time-based person. So like if I lose $1 million or 100 million, I'll be sad, but I can get over it. If you waste my time, if you like really waste my time, nothing pisses me off like when you waste my time or you abuse my time. Like, so somebody like me, I think that if that car is available and I have the money, damn, I'll buy it and I like to drive it. But
I'm not that sold on it yet, though.
And it doesn't matter. Eventually, you will. Almost everything that happens, we're not sold on them, but they become part of life, and we get used to it. My mom wasn't interested in the mobile phone. I remember when I bought my mom her first phone in 2003. She used to put it in her bra, and then it's vibrating, and she's so going crazy. And I remember one day, the first phone I got, she destroyed it. She smashed it on the wall. But eventually she liked it. And when I started working with Al Jazeera, and she saw me on TV, and you know that when you are one small, very poor family, nobody talk about you, and all of a sudden you go to church on Sunday, and then the pastor says, one of our sons has really done well, it's representing us well. I just turned on my television, and I saw our son. Hey, today we're going to put it on the screen. So they recorded it, and then they put it on. You know how it is on Sunday, so like it's kind of crazy, So that's the kind of thing that happens, and everything changes. Okay, so people are not sold on to technology at first, but eventually it catches on. We're the generation that watch TV with black and white. We're the generation that put Lucozade paper in front of TV. Today, my children are watching a smart TV. You know what it is? My children have more options than my 45 years old as a person had growing up. They have more options. They have Netflix, they have Amazon Prime. In my house, you have Hulu, HBO, Paramount Prime, Apple Plus. Anything that streams content is in my house on that big TV. So you will be sold on it eventually. Yeah. So that all we got from you?
Yes.
Thank you very much. We're pleased and very honored to be part of your journey. And you're going to be here for like 6 months, right?
Yes.
So the next thing that we need to put you through now is going outdoor. I was supposed to go to school today, but I'm having some visitors, so we're opting out from going to school today. I mean, you were with us 2 weeks ago in school, right?
Yes.
I know we're next week Wednesday. We'll do a lot of outdoor with you as well, and you learn in the process. And I hope that when you go back to that your French school, they would be able to acknowledge that you have improved a little bit, better than you used to be. Having said that, let's get back to the sporting space and touch down on a lot of the sporting football topic that we've got. There is a whole lot, and I've got my friends, some of the guys that I can bank on when it comes to telling us things about the NPFL. A lot of people say, "Oh, I've been talking about European transfer." And I'm not talking anything about transfers in the Nigerian professional or the Nigerian Premier Football League. Well, I mean, I produced the league last season, didn't I? And I'll be very, very glad to be involved in transfer. There's been some transfer go around. What is sad is I think China Acheru echoed my thoughts or my feeling. He expressed it in better words. China Acheru is the author of a thousand times on the same road. Very fantastic book that would delight your reading pleasure if you love Nigerian football, you love the Nigerian league, and you want to, be part of, the story. I think that's a book that you can always learn from. There is something to learn. Like I always say, there's something for everyone. If you know where to look, there's something for everyone. That's why the internet is there. If you know where to look, there's something for everyone. And Chana Cheru, when I asked him what his take is about the transfer situation of the Nigerian league, this is what he had to say. Please take a listen, and then I would bring you transfer update as regards the Nigerian Professional Football League and Nigerian Premier Football League, and then we will go on to talk about what's going on in Europe, the businesses that Arsenal, Man United, Chelsea, Liverpool, and the rest of them are doing. Especially the EPL is practically bullying everybody with their big money. But let's hear from my friend, my big brother, my boss, China, actually. China, let's hear from you.
Broadcasting. Listen.
So the thing about the NPFL transfers is this, right? We don't get enough of it. Now, I watch foreign media outfits, I go on social media, I go on trends, and I see the way transfers are celebrated. I see maps of players leaving their destination to go do medicals with their new clubs. I see speculations. I hear things like this player's uncle said this. I hear things that player has unfollowed this club on social media. I hear things that this player is now following this new club on social media, leading to speculation that he might be about to join the new club. I hear stuff. And it makes it exciting. Most of all is the transfer deadline day madness from SuperSport, from Sky Sports. You see, and I always wish we have the same in the Nigeria Premier Football League. But here's our problem. Our transfers are all hidden in secrecy. One, nobody knows what the transfer fee is. Two, contract signing, unveiling, they're either all shrouded in secrecy, or they're so poorly done. Okay, so we hear that Fatai Osho has left Rivers United. We hear he's now with Aqua United. But what next? There was nothing big about it. Nothing big about it. There's a lot of uncertainty surrounding Aimba. They can't even get their management right. So right now, no one is talking about players. And that's the madness with Nigeria. So I wish it can be much better. I wish there can be more excitement. I wish you can see better football next season. I wish you can see better games on TV or more games on TV. I wish you can build on what I call the success of last season's league and up the tempo a notch or two higher. Last season we saw games on TV, on YouTube. We saw games streamed live. We saw better football. I watched lots of games myself. I wish you can build on that. I wish you can start the league early. In August, maybe September. I wish you can do all of that. But for the transfers, we need to start the speculations and we need to start them fast.
This is radio like you never heard before. Elegbete TV Radio, the pathfinder for radio.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. China Achiru. Wonderful guy. I think if you want to learn about this job, it's pretty much the best person to go to. You can, I mean, he's very accessible and he likes to teach people. He comes from a long line of people that you cannot put in the professorial. His father was a registrar at my university, University of Port Harcourt. His grandfather is a teacher. You know, he comes from erudite, good teachers, and he's one too. He's a scholar by excellence. A fantastic guy. He's been on the job longer than I can remember. And you know, when you listen to him, when you watch him, he's that guy that is loaded with information. He's not one of those. It's not a gymnastic guy who jump around, speaking tongue. He just gets the job done and with a whole lot of information. Fantastic guy and lovely to be with in his presence. He's always looking for opportunities to help others. And there's a lot of people in media today that are there serving on different microphones, on different platforms because China gave them either their first opportunity or probably taught them and referred them to somewhere, and they are big in the industry today. One of such person is the guy that they call the senior man of Port Harcourt, and a host of all those who are doing the job and doing it very, very well. Beyond that, we also reached out to a man who's worked with the different bodies that are organizing the league. And if there's anybody who have details, who know what's going on in the league, this is a guy to go to. Alongside himself and a man like Toby Adepoju, I've also got mad respect for him, as well as Fisayo Dairo, and then the upcoming ones like Timothy Daimo, who's a fantastic writer, prolific writer right now, and a host of other people. But nobody knows the league better than Andrew Randa. He's a guy, when I had the opportunity to do my first production, he was the guy that I called in to help me get generator, help me get, a whole lot of things in Jos, because he might not live in Jos, but he's a Jos boy and he knows the terrain very well. And I reached out to him and he was so willing to help. Great guy, fantastic human being. Andrew Randa, please give us a run-in on the transfer merry-go-round, the coaches that are moved from Club A to Club B, players that are also leaving their contract and all that. This is Andrew Randa, and update on the transfer. It will be a regular feature on the show anyway.
TV Radio, the pathfinder for radio.
Well, the NPFL activities have actually heated up. We've seen a couple of coaches moving from one team to the other. Noticeably, the coach of Niger Tornadoes, Bala Abubakar, has crossed over to Lobby Stars, considering the fact that Baba Ganaru's contract was not extended. So that's one that really took me unaware. I was able to talk to Bala. He said that he has a good project and what Lobby presented to him looked good, so he decided to go there. There's also a rumor that Deji Ayeni, whose contract at Aqua United was not renewed, is going to be going to Plateau United. Discussions are ongoing, but Fidelis Ilechukwu has left his post at Plateau United. He was not able to agree with Plateau, or rather, Plateau were a little bit late now because the state government is doing a bit of screening of all their staff, so he couldn't wait. He's moved to Rangers of Enugu. He's always wanted to be a Rangers coach since he was a kid, so this is a good one for him. So crossing over to Aqua United is Femi Osho Fatai, I beg your pardon, who left Rivers United. I also did not see that coming. He had wanted to resign towards the end of last season, but was prevailed upon. He decided to stick with them, but now he has moved over to Aqua United. So there's been a whole lot, but the teams have not really signed any players that they've made official, because of the government issues related to new management, new boards, and all that. But I'm sure in the next 2 or 3 weeks, when most governors have settled down, met their commissioners and their palm sex and all that, things will kick on in good gear. But that being said, we've seen a couple of players like Victor Mboama coming back to the league from Algeria and signing for Katsina United for the Super 8. So all of those things, I think, will kickstart probably after the end of the Super 8 and when the commissioners and concepts get set. But it's looking really, really nice. If Ifeanyi Onemena has left Remo Stars after his contract was not renewed, Dayo Ojo also has left by mutual consent. So Remo are beginning to reject their squad as it prepare for the CAF Champions League. It's going to be very dicey as the weeks come by, but I'm very sure this particular transfer season in the NPFL will be a very, very busy one. It will be a busy one.
Elegbete TV Radio, we dare to lead.
Yeah, thank you very much, Andrew Randa, been taking us through all the coaches that are moving, and somehow every coach that was mentioned, we've had to have some interactions with them. Fidelis Lechukwu was the first coach when we decided to, add a few extras to the work that we're doing with production of the league. Fidelis Lechukwu was the first one we interviewed, and I remember I told us then that I asked him off record, are you going to stay next season? And he laughed. He looked at me, he laughed, and he said, Baba, I don't think we don't be together for long. I'm not sure. And good to see that he's got to Rangers. But at the same time, sad to see that Abdul Makaiba will not be at Rangers. I think that the Makaiba ball is a fantastic one. Yeah, they struggled last season, but we all know that because they didn't have money, it's not necessarily because the coach was bad. And we had this interview with Abdul Makaiba too. And surprising to see that Dejayeni has left Aqua United. They missed the Super Six by Whisker. And now we're going to see Sugar Bowl from Fatayo Show. For those of you who don't know, these are the names that they call their style of play. Like you have Daniel Oguma, the Remo Stars manager, who says he plays Ije ball. And, I'm happy. I'm excited about all this because every time we want to talk about football, we always talk about European coaches. And it's beautiful that we are having conversation around our very own coaches as well. For Andrew Randa and China Cheru, they've agreed to be a constant on the show. It doesn't mean every day, but weekly basis we'll have them on the show. And if you guys think that there's any voice added that you people want us to also add in on the show, please do well to send to me on the comment section on Instagram and YouTube. And I know that somebody's going to mention a name that I will say no to, but hey, it is okay. Say all the things you want to say. But my head is already telling me somebody is going to mention a name very soon that I will not agree to. But until then, let's move and let's shift gear a bit and move into the European scene. And let me take a rundown on some of the headlines that are happening on the European scene and what's going on there, and then we can take it from there to the next level on the show. I'm loving the business that some of the clubs in Europe are doing, but today we're going to kind of like focus a little bit on the Premier League teams because their businesses does look good enough to talk about. So we could talk about that one. Let's look at some of the stories, and I'm going to give you my take on this one, and I'm also going to expect your own take on all of this. Chelsea summer clearout leaves them short in midfield. So what are their plans for next season? Aside from the novelty of seeing the former Spurs manager fitted in Chelsea's gear, it was all standard fare for club approved welcome videos that are punctuated by supporters rallying cries and commitment to the graft. But the Argentine scam demeanour belied a pressing issue in the current roster construction that has been exacerbated by this summer's exodus. If the 2023-24 Premier League season started tomorrow, Pochettino selection choices for his two deep midfield row would extend to Enzo Fernandez, Conor Gallagher, and Carney, Chukwuemeka. Well, that's the trouble that Chelsea have to deal with. Last season, the complaint was that Chelsea's squad was overbloated, was too big. As a matter of fact, some people joke that when they are having team talk, some players are on the corridor. That's a lie anyway, but it's a joke. I know how football structures are, and it's not possible for that to happen. Come on. They don't have up to 8,000 players. People just exaggerate these things and make it look like truly they're having team talk. On match day, you select the teams that will fit into your dressing room. And then after that, normal weekdays when you're having team talk, there is a place, it's not the dressing room they use. So there is a place like a cinema that can accommodate over 500 to 800 players, depending on the size of the stadium and the size of the club. So I don't think that Chelsea had that much number that people will not start standing on the. People just want to troll Chelsea. I'm still giving them the benefit of that. I'm not trolling them yet. I think that for 20 years, Chelsea have really done well. That's the reason why someone like me cannot even troll Barcelona as well. And talking about Barcelona, in their worst year, in their worst era, deepest moment of despair, they still end up winning the league. They still concede the least number of goals. What a club that is. Well, talking about a great club that you would want your club to emulate, FC Barcelona, not in the way of recklessly wasting money and not being accountable, but spending money and getting a result. Arsenal, well, have decided to take it a notch higher, and they are spending money and getting a result. Remember, Arsenal went in for Declan Rice and said they were going to spread the payment of the £100 million guarantee plus the 5 of add-on over a period of 5 years. And West Ham are saying, we're not. We're not clubs in the other leagues in Europe who can go into this one. We're not under pressure. If you don't sign him now, we can let him run on his contract. Playing in the league, we already get over 100 million. What's really the problem? So I think they find a way to make it happen, that the payment will be structured in such a way that it will be paid over 2 years, even with about 3 or 4 installments, but over 2 years, which is acceptable by West Ham. So this is the story. Arsenal and West Ham finally reached full agreement over Declan Rice £105 million move, with the England star to have his medical this week ahead of being unveiled. I hear that Arsenal are planning to do a cinematic presentation. I'm looking forward to it. Now, Arsenal normally don't do proper presentation. Their presentation is like NPFL club. They're very mugu-ish and quackish. Premier League teams are very, very quackish in their player presentation. But I'm looking forward to seeing this one. One of the best presentations that I saw was the signing of Pep Guardiola to Man City and that open air interview with that lady. Remember when he told him welcome to Man City? Other than that, that's. Premier League team don't have style, they don't have swag. With all the money they have, they don't really know how to turn on the style. Real Madrid wants to present a player. Oh God, it's a show. It's Hollywood stuff, and Barcelona too. When they really fight for you and they want to make a show out of you, they make a show out of you. But there are some signings that have also been done in the history of football that are amazing. I remember Ronaldinho when he signed in the morning and he played the game in the evening. That's crazy. And he went on to score and assist in that game. I remember very well because it was a late signing anyway. Well, let's move on. Declan Rice to undergo Arsenal medical ahead of £105 million move. West Ham captain Declan Rice will undergo a medical ahead of completing his £105 million move to Arsenal after the two clubs reached full agreement over his protracted move. The two London teams had been haggling over the payment structure linked to the £100 million guaranteed portion of the fee. But all the final details of the transfer have been completed, with Rice now due to undergo a medical ahead of signing his contract. Just imagine, I'm playing devil's advocate. Just imagine after all this drama, he failed the medical. Jesus Christ. You don't want to see that happen anyway. But let's move on. Brighton goalkeeper Robert Sanchez emerges as potential target for Manchester United, with 30 million rated Spaniard seen as a cheaper alternative to Andre Onana as they look to replace David De Gea. My question is, why is Manchester United looking for cheaper tickle? Manchester United is beginning to give you Arsene Wenger vibes. I'm talking about Arsene Wenger. This week or this month or so, his statue will be unveiled at the Emirates. And as much as I don't like Arsene Wenger, I think he deserves the statue being unveiled. It's a liberal, his word, his hype and his weight, but I don't think that Arsene Wenger is all that hype that they give him. Anyway, but I would say that Arsene Wenger is a master of using the media to manipulate the emotions and minds of everybody. I wasn't fooled by that anyway. There was never a time I was fooled by it because there were so many lies peddled. The worst one was that Arsene Wenger built the stadium. I can't even believe that people actually bought into that story. I kept saying this thing, and I'm negotiating to bring Arsene Wenger to Nigeria. May God help me. God will deliver you from your mouth. Okay, the 25-year-old is falling out of favor under Roberto De Zerbi, who's been just still is number one. and he is likely to fall further than the pecking order. Now, let's talk about one that I've always hate to read about and hear about. Football, the cradle has fallen, and the bro has broken, the cradle has fallen, and the baby is going down the drain. Now, the football civilization pyramid stands with Brazil on top of the empire, and they are the leader of the empire. But I think that the cradle has fallen, the bro's broken, the cradle has fallen, and the baby is going down the drain. Uh, Football for me, when it comes to national team, Brazil is the holy grail, is the standard bar. They are the ones that everybody wants to follow. And a couple of years ago, to be very, very exact, about 10 years ago, I said that Europe has strategically, I was still in Brazil at the time, Europe has strategically trying to recolonize the world of football. God bless Saudi Arabia for what they are doing right now. They're trying to halt the hand of Europe, but that's going to take a whole lot of time. And what they are doing is they're going to systematically break the strength of all the competing countries, like South American countries like Argentina and Brazil, but they will start with Brazil, break their stronghold and make sure they don't produce good enough talent to play the Brazilian style, the Jenga and the Samba style, so that they are forced to play European style football, and Europe would always beat them. And we saw that in 2014 when the strongest of the European teams came to Germany, struggled against some very, very low team, but when they played against Brazil, who didn't have Thiago Silva and Neymar, who are still steeped in the Brazilian way, were beaten 7-1. Even Andre Charlie came off the bench to score. Surely, I said to you, that was the beginning of the destruction of Brazilian football. But you see, it wasn't really the beginning. It was the result of something that has started. Previously, Brazil does not sell their young players to Europe until they become established stars. That's the reason why people like, we had him here in the studio, and he said it, that Wadale Luxembourg did not let him play for Brazil because they said they don't let you play for the Brazilian, the Selecao, as they call it. They don't let you play for the Brazilian senior national team if you didn't grow up showing your talent in the Brasileiro, the National League of Brazil. I'm talking about Giovanni Erba, okay? When he came in as a Bayern legend, cut a partnership with Bayern Munich. Now, my point here is this story would drive home the point that I'm trying to make. Carlo Ancelotti will take over as Brazil coach for the 2024 Copa America in USA when his Real Madrid contract ends, confirmed Brazilian FA president. This is a shame. This is a disgrace. Okay, Brazilian Football Confederation President Hernando Rodrigues confirmed the news while appointing an interim coach for the next 12 months in Fluminense's boss, Fernando Diniz. This is going to be a disaster. Guys, you see the thing about colonization, they first come and they make you look like they're trying to help you. Like in the case of Africa, they brought in their god called Christianity and they took over our gold. They asked us to close our eyes. They brought in their god called Christianity. By the time we open our eyes, they've taken our land, taken our artifact, taken everything, and they took control of our lands. Now, this is another missionary journey to a former colonized land, and they're sending an Italian. Remember, the Romans killed this same Jesus. Let's not forget. Let's not forget the story. So I'm struggling to understand how a country like Brazil, who taught everybody else how to play football, all of a sudden I need the people that they taught, the students, to come and teach them how to play football. I'm worried about that. And then you're bringing a coach who's not having national team experience to coach the greatest team in the world. My heart is broken. Please, somebody save me. Manchester United rekindled their interest in the Qatar World Cup star, who is now available, according to the story, who is now available for just 30 million. United have agreed the 55 million signing of a man from Chelsea, and their next priority is to sign a striker than a goalkeeper. United's budget is restricted while their takeover is incomplete. Millwall owner and chairman John Berylson dies age 70 after a tragic accident as club paid tribute to the American. Sad to see that, but Millwall fans, I had goes out to you guys. Again, another club owned by an American. So rest in peace. Okay, it's what's right for me. This is what Mr. Man said. Mr. Man confirmed he's signing for Manchester United at £60 million midfielder post a farewell video message to Chelsea fans on Instagram after having his medical at Carrington. And this is what he had to say. Mr. Man had issued an emotional farewell to Chelsea fans as he prepares to join Manchester United. Mr. Man has been at Chelsea since 2005 when he joined the club as a youth player, but he is now heading to Old Trafford in a £60 million move after undergoing his medical at Carrington. Given his strong connection with Chelsea, the 24-year-old felt that it was important to address the club fans in a video message. And in that message, he said to Emmanuel Yorokiri and the rest of the Chelsea fans, "This is what is right for me." Remember when Robbie Van Persie said the little boy in him have always wanted to play for Manchester United. I can't forget that that moment of pain and sadness anyway as an Arsenal fan. Well, let's keep you updated with some of the transfer gist and rumor that is speculating in the beautiful world of football. And let's see, we'll come over and talk about your thoughts, your take on all the topic that is going on and everything. And also tell you what I think about some of the club. Sandro Tonelli has signed for Newcastle, and it's become the second highest ever Italian player in terms of transfer. Woo! Since forever. Okay, Manchester City are ready to accept a bid this summer of between 45 to 50 million for Portugal winger Bernardo Silva. He's 28 years of age. Andre Onana, 27, has rejected interest from Saudi Arabia, so the goalkeeper can push through a move to Manchester United. But Manchester United are cooling that down because the fee involved is very heavy. Andre Onana, I hope you don't regret it anyway. Newcastle United are interested in a summer move for England defender McGuire, 22, although Crystal Palace are asking for a fee of about £60 million. Thiago Alcantara is attracting interest from foreign clubs, including those in Saudi Arabia, although Liverpool have yet to receive an official bid for the Spain midfielder who is 32 years of age. Arsenal's £105 million deal to sign England midfielder Declan Rice, 24, is close to being finalized, with the guaranteed portion of the fee expected to be paid to West Ham over 3 installments of 2 years. Arsenal have held talks with RB Leipzig over German midfielder Benjamin Henry, 26, as a replacement for the outgoing Granit Xhaka, who is 30 years of age. Arsenal will not diverse. So the Gunners will also press ahead with a move for Leverkusen right back Jeremy Frimpong, 22. That one is just speculation. I don't think that deal is going to go. But if it goes through, well, no problem. Arsenal, I still think they still need the striker. Arsenal, Manchester City, Manchester United, and Tottenham Hotspur are among a large group of clubs who have shown interest in Real RB Salzburg Israel midfielder Oscar Glock. Every player now is linked to Arsenal. He's 19 years of age. I don't think Arsenal is going to buy that player anyway. Brighton Spain goalkeeper Robert Sanchez, 25, has emerged as a potential target for Manchester United instead of Andrea Onana. That's according to the Mail. Yeah, Barcelona have agreed a deal to sign Victor Roque from Atletico Paranaense, but must see if they can reduce their wage bill before knowing if the Brazil forward 18 can join the team this summer, January or next summer. Okay, Barca have moved ahead of Real Madrid in the race to sign Turkey's Adagula, who's regarded as the Turkish Messi, from Fenerbahce, with AC Milan and Borussia Dortmund having ended their pursuit of the attacking midfielder who is 18 years of age. Gula has also received offers from Arsenal and Sevilla, but would prefer to join Real Madrid. But Real Madrid are not making any official bid as of yet. Let's see how it goes. Real have asked Inter Milan to name a price for Argentine striker Lautaro Martinez, 25, since they cannot get Mbappe this time around. So I don't talk about Victor Osimhen. Maybe it's cooling down now, and we'll wait and see where Victor Osimhen is going to go. Like I said earlier on, somewhere in May, that I think that it is the move of Mbappe that will determine where Osimhen might go. I will still not be surprised if Osimhen plays one more season in Napoli and then next season in moves. But we'll see how that goes. Paris Saint-Germain and Christophe Gatia have mutually agreed to part companies as Luis Enrique will be presented as the team manager on Wednesday. Along with Enrique, as their new manager, PSG will announce 6 incoming players in the coming days. With left back Lucas Hernandez, 27, defensive midfielder Manuel Ugarte, 22, attacking midfielder Kangin Lee, 22, winger Marco Asensio from Real Madrid, that's a goodbye, 27, centre back Milan Skriniar from Inter Milan, 28, and midfielder Che Undo, 18, all arriving. I think that for once, the Paris Saint-Germain project is beginning to look like a real sustainable project and a real football project. They've been doing entertainment and noise projects since. This time around, it does look like a football project. If Luis Enrique can get these guys playing together, they are going to be a force to be reckoned with. But let's still wait and see how solid that defense will be, because as much as I love the fact that they're looking like a team that is shaped up to play some of the best attacking football, I still think that defensively they are not there yet. Brighton have renewed their interest in Ajax Nigeria centre-back Calvin Bassey, 23, as a possible alternative to Chelsea's English defender Levikolu, 20 years of age. That's according to the Athletic. Yes, Almeria say Everton and 2 Italian clubs have submitted offers for Mali striker El Bilal Touré, 21. England winger Callum Hudson-Odoi, 22, decided to leave Chelsea this summer, with AC Milan joining the race to sign him. Southampton's Timo Livramento would prefer to move to Newcastle after Chelsea showed a surprise interest in re-signing the English right back, who is 20 years of age. Arsenal are open to selling Folari Balogun this summer and have set a valuation of £50 million. Now we're talking for the USA striker, who is 22 years of age. Arsenal are set to agree a contract extension with French defender William Saliba, very long one, which will run until 2027. That does feels like a new signing. But Belgian midfielder Albert Simbi Awilo Lokonga, 23, has said he wants to leave Arsenal. Bye-bye. Saying, if your boyfriend Naga let him go, this is the one that Arsenal needs to let go fast. There is no prospect. There's nothing that is happening. Players like that are good enough. Only Carabao Cup. Even at that, they will still lose to a third division team. So Manchester United have been offered a chance to rival Atletico Madrid for Fiorentina's Moroccan midfielder Sefiane Amrabat. Remember, Sefiane Amrabat was fantastic at the World Cup, but you know, I always say that not everybody who perform well at the World Cup gets to do well at club level. James Rodriguez is one of them. Mario Götze is another one. Yeah, Andre Schürrle is also another one. Newcastle French winger Alain Saint-Maxime, 26, has emerged as the latest Premier League player to be targeted by Saudi Pro League. This is one that I said to everybody who kept to listen at the beginning, that it is all dust, no real storm. This one is not one of those players you can bet your life that he will go on to become a great player. I wasn't proved wrong anyway. Al Ettifaq, the fact that we now know how to pronounce Saudi Arabian club name Al Nassr, Al Ittihad, Al Shabab, Al Ali, it's so amazing. What money cannot do. A couple of years ago, when you talk about the Middle East, it is bomb terrorists killing each other. Now it is the heaven that everybody wants to go to. What an interesting time we live in anyway. Al Ettifaq have made a concrete approach to new manager Steven Gerrard's former club Rangers regarding Scottish winger Scott Wright. This is Steven Gerrard trying to reward loyalty of a player when he was there. Ramsey has held talks with Cardiff over a return to his boyhood club after the world's midfielder 32 was released by French club Nice. This is another one. I remember when I was in Brilliant, I used to fight with Tony Beckett on this guy. See, this boy now, Bori. He's a contract player. It's only when his contract is up for renewal that he give you some fantastic performance. After that one, him, Jack Wilshere, Theo Walcott, shitty players. Well, from Aspen midfielder Andres Iniesta, 39, has offer from Inter Miami and Saudi Arabia after leaving Vessel Kobe. Okay, reunion with Messi, that would be nice. Anyway, there'll be plenty of laughter on the field, but there will be plenty of strolling as well. While in the US, nobody get relegated. Barcelona have won the race to sign Brazilian striker Victor Roque 18 from Atletico Paranaense. I thought I read that one before, but I just thought I should renew the hopes and smile of Barcelona for that. Or we get on the transfer Rubik's Cube. Now let's come back to you guys. What do you guys think? First of all, let me give you my take on what I think about some of the English club and their transfer business. I think that Newcastle have done well in terms of putting a salary cap in their club. So it means that they cannot just go there and be reckless in terms of spending. I also think that a lot of people are asking why is Arsenal spending this money. I think spending this money is good. What Edu and Arteta have done is first off draw out the owners from that old Bank of England mentality and ostracize, even as they're planning to unveil the statue of Arsene Wenger, ostracize that spirit of Arsene Wenger of pricing like somebody that is doing a job, you know, like you're buying something from Ladipo, somewhere, roadside market, evening market. Now they've changed the style. Arsenal used to wait till the last day and then they'll sign one player that doesn't even inspire confidence. Now the last 3 windows, Arsenal have gone on to sign pretty early in the windows, and their players, for the very first time in forever, Arsenal players new signings are going to be going on pre-season with Arsenal. That's one of the problems with Arsenal. Before now, they never go pre-season with their players. Again, you look at that is good. But the burden of proof now is now on Arteta and Edu, especially on Arteta, because when a club spend this much money, expectations go up the roof. And the expectation now is not just to win the league. You better go do well in the Champions League and start setting yourself up as a team that wants to win the Champions League in the next 5 years. That's the window that Arsenal have to win the Champions League, whether they like it or not. And people say, oh, he took Manchester City more than that. But that's what Arsenal needs to show. Intent and purpose that we want to win the Champions League. And in that same 5 years, try and win the Premier League once or probably twice. That's the expectation. Manchester United are suffering exactly what Chelsea suffered last season. Last season, remember, all of a sudden the war broke out in Russia, in Ukraine. Russia invading Ukraine. To me, I think it's brothers at war, but then the rest of the world who were looking for how to get involved in arms deal decided to take it to another level. And Chelsea's Roman Abramovich club was stolen from him by Boris Johnson and his criminal group of people. Yes, I said it. Don't give me a British visa. I don't need it. Yes, and they sold the club to the American friend, their cronies, and now that club suffered because the transfer window was not properly settled. They came in, they tried to appease everybody, the fans, by spending big money, hijacking all the deals, but still Chelsea ended up below the 10th position, and now they're trying to rebuild. But I think, again, looking at Chelsea as a football club, I mean, all the drama around them might be bad, but the club is still a great club. What they've done is they've recouped over 200 million in transfer, and look at all the players that have gone out, probably apart from Mason Mount, who was twice a player of the season back-to-back. You would say that every player that they've let go deserved to be let go. They did not pull weight. While Aubameyang is still at the club, I don't know what they've not pulled enough weight. So they've done a good business in that regard. And Nicholas Jackson and Nkoku, players that they brought in, have also been very, very fantastic. So we expect that Chelsea definitely will come from the ashes of defeat of last season and rise up like the Phoenix and get into the top 4. I'm not going to be able to put my nose on it and say that Chelsea will win the title next season. Having said that, I think that for the next 5 years, Chelsea are going to struggle to win the title. It's a new era. The expectation of the fans would always be for them to do what they used to do when Roman Abramovich was here, but I don't think that would happen because this team is still struggling in terms of structure to put the people together, to put people like Michael Minano, Mariana Granesia that was there before, and the rest of the people that are there to put that team together. The Glazers have struggled to put a team together to run the club for a very long time. And Woodward, was a businessman, came in and did all the good business, but wasn't a football person. And we saw how that affected the club as great and as massive as Manchester United. Let's see what happened. Manchester United has still not been able to sort out their ownership deal. So it means that whatever it is they're spending is just the crunch. And there are not too many players that they can sell to recoup money. And then some of the transfers, players like Anthony Martial and then the other DJ Anthony, who's always turning around in the field, doesn't look like they are shiftable or sellable because nobody's buying them. So there's no money to buy players. They're going to go for bargain buys, like Arsene Wenger kind of business, and hope to God that those bargain buys come in and do well. Manchester United still need a striker. I think that was their primary need from the beginning of the transfer window. But hey, we still got 59 days to go. Anything can happen, but you want to have your players in before preseason start. For Chelsea, good to see that Mauricio Pochettino is back, and he straight off went to become a barbecue maker for the backroom staff. I like what he did there. He's trying to get the backroom staff behind him because those are the guys who talk to the players more than the manager. And if they are behind him, they love him, they support him, then they will sell the manager to the players in a very nice way. But if they start grumbling, like this is my new manager and Chris, so that kind of thing, he just put the players off in the wrong place because these are the guys who wash their boots, who keep them fit, keep them ready for the coach to now select the best players. So he's tried to do a bonding meeting with them, and it seemed to have gone well. So let's see what happens. For Tottenham Hotspur will always be Tottenham Hotspur. They are a shitty club. They will continue to be a shitty club. Coaches will come. This is not going to be the best coach that have come in. We'll see Wandy Ramos, Martin Yol, Harry Redknapp. We'll see Sherwood became a coach and retire. Spurs still not win anything. Mauricio Pochettino went in there, performed miracle, did the impossible, brought down the heavens, part the Red Sea, unstopped the deaf ear, brought the dead to life, make sure that dry bone can rise again. But still, they went to the finals of Champions League. Impossible, made possible, but they didn't win it. And they brought in Jose Mourinho, brought in Antonio Conte. It all ended in insults, hula baloo, higgy haga, and cream come, crank come. Well, they've done their business. Let's see what happens. Their biggest ambition in life is to finish above Arsenal. But once Arsenal find their rhythm and start competing for title, you know that Spurs is not in the conversation anymore. For Liverpool, I think that Liverpool have done well. They brought in Szoboszlai. They brought in Dominic Szoboszlai. They've also brought in a few other players that when you look at McAllister, when you look at the team that they have right now, and you look at the strike force, I think that Liverpool have the most strikers in the Premier League of all the clubs that are in the Premier League. I think that Liverpool, we cannot argue again. We cannot bet against them making the top four. But let's see how the season starts. We're still looking at some other transfers from other teams. I think the Arsenal still need to sign more players. They still need the center forward. They still need maybe backup midfielder. Yes, they have a starting team now, but some of those players don't have a backup. If anybody gets injured, the replacement is too loop-sided. It's like going from living on the very top of the Burj Khalifa to coming down to Okitipupa. The difference is so much. That's how Arsenal won the title last season. Once Saliba got injured, saw a beggar in traffic with selling gala like Rob Holdings, and the difference was very, very clear. Well, you can have your say, your thought. We will extend the show a little bit. 5 minutes is not going to be enough for me to read all the messages that you guys have put out there. But let me start on Instagram and see what you guys are saying. Raji, I've read all that thing before, so I'm going to jump and skip it and go straight to somebody who was talking about China. Sister Nailima said, I grew up in Port Harcourt. China Cheru has been in the game for long. Knew him when he was media officer of the defunct Dolphins. You will find him on TV with RSTV, NTA Talking Sports. Thank you very much for that. China Cheru, fantastic guy, wonderful, great guy, great student of the league and servant of the league as well. One who always wants to see something good. And every time I reach out to him that I need him to give me his views on things, he's always very, very willing to help. One of the reasons why, I love the league, because he's a resource person as far as I'm concerned. Mostly 101 says, I greet you, bros. I greet you too. Let's go to YouTube and see. I hope we're not going to turn this to greetings this morning. Lord Mayor say, greetings, boss. Greetings to you. Akimbola Lanri say, we are here live for a great show today. I'm sure you've enjoyed the show so far. Lord Mayor says, I ask myself this question. Summer transfer window is up to 3 months in 2017. How do Wenger end up with Peter Cech in that summer window? And it is the same with Danny Welbeck, because he's Arsene Wenger and he knows best. Okay, Yorokiri Emmanuel say, even Saudi Arabia overlooking drink water. They are, Saudi Arabia is the only country that have no seas, the landlocked country. They're not interested in water, so I understand. Esoft Studio say, bros, that girl resort, that clear fake resort. Look, the test align. I don't see. My job is not to say whether it's fake or it's not fake. Just do the simple things. Do we need to go through all this drama? If the result is not the right result, it should be clear. How did she get that result? And see, as far as I'm concerned, I think that the burden of proof is on Jam. And if they can't prove it right, that's their business. Sheriff Dean 08 on Instagram says, Mingo Brendo, what's your take on Arsenal target Julian Timber's tank? I think he's a good addition to the team. He can deputize for William Saliba perfectly well. He can also play at back, and then Wunambo Ben White to become a deputy for William Saliba, which helps your rotation during the heavy games that will be played. There's plenty of heavy lifting. There's the Champions League, there is the league title and all that. And his transition, his ball playing ability is very good, but it's got a weakness. His aerial ability is bad. So against teams like Brentford, Brighton, those teams that would hassle you with header, long balls, Aston Villa that would whip in across for Oli Watkins to score, those games will be very difficult. He cannot do mano with Erling Haaland. He could die. Okay, he's got weakness in the air, but his ability to move, he's got quick feet, his transition. I can't say it's João Cancelo, but it reminds me of João Cancelo if he's playing wide. It's not up there yet. It doesn't have the exuberant energy of Zinchenko, but he does have the skill and guile and craft of a Zinchenko alongside João Cancelo. Okay, Papinini says, Alebota, please, can Harvard replace Saka on the wing if fatigue sets in? Kai Havertz is not a winger. Let's not do the mistake of Chelsea and play him in a position that he's not good at. His job is to come and replace Granit Xhaka, who most likely will be going to Bayer Leverkusen. Just Arsenal and Bayer Leverkusen have not agreed on valuation, but that's going to happen. But it's not a player that needs to play on the white side. Arsenal needs to sign a player that will play as a backup to Bukayo Saka. Papinini says, I want Real Madrid to die the Mbappe project and focus on Lautaro or Osimhen. I think that they might get Lautaro. I think that Mbappe is going to be the biggest transfer of next summer. Definitely not this window. Even Mbappe will not want to move. Come on, there's 240 million euros to pick up if he sees his contract to the end. What's the rush? What does he really need? He's still going to win the Ballon d'Or eventually at Real Madrid. So what's the big deal? And then it will be nice to see the battle between Real Madrid and Barcelona for Mbappe next summer. But for now, I don't think that's going to move at all. Okay, there is something just not feels right with this case of result forgery. Why didn't Jam come out to deny the result when the result started trending? Why did they wait till they were asked before clarifying? Well, it is what it is. Civil service is always like that. I'm not surprised. Can we move on from that result thing? Lord Mayor, who is your Arsenal best player in Emirates era? This is Emirates. Emirates era has not ended. Are you sounding like Sanchez, Sex Fabregas, Van Persie? Your opinion, mine is Sanchez. I think it's once you mention Fabregas in that conversation, it's always going to be Fabregas. Funny enough, there's a player you didn't mention here. There's Santi Cazorla, there's Mesut Ozil. As bad as the last later years of Mesut Ozil is, Mesut Ozil is one of the greatest players that Arsenal signed after the Ivory era. All-time greatest signing for me, as far as I'm concerned, by my own opinion, is Dennis Bergkamp. I don't think that there's ever going to be a player that I will rate that I've played for Arsenal. And I'm sorry for the old guys, but I'm never going to be able to rate a player higher, better, than Dennis Bergkamp. But in the Emirates era, there is Ozil, there's Fabregas, it's always going to be Fabregas for me. Yeah, Sanchez did well, but it's always going to be Fabregas for me because Sanchez, for me, at times where he was holding on to the ball for too long, he was turning for too much, and I was a problem with that. Lord Mayor, say Jam is just trying to cover up. Let's get past these Jam things, okay? Lord Mayor, this your voice introduction on TV, radio makes sense. Thank you very much. Okay. Yes, Chris CY, fantastic guy. I mean, you just joined in, but you've been very consistent. Thank you very much. I really appreciate Big Singer Bros, your update, legit bros. Thank you very much. It's my fellow Warri brother. I feel always nice and excited when I see people from Warri watching what we do. Come on, man, the most exciting thing you do is to see your family people watching you do well. Okay, Lord Mayor, I say PSG have spent money in laying coaches off in the past 4 to 5 years. Where it's business. See, you keep on trying. If you try and fail, you're not going to pack up and go. You're going to keep on trying and keep on trying and keep on trying until you get what you want. You know how much money Man City spent before they got the holy grail of winning the Champions League. Now the beauty of it is when they finally won it, they won the treble. That's something similar that you expect to see with Arsenal if eventually it happens. Okay, but I know that as an Arsenal fan, we don't really care. We can go out of the top 4 and then win the Champions League. We'll be very happy. But Tony Remuleka say, bros, English media wants to broadcast the Saudi League. Do you think that's a good approach the Saudi should consider? I think it's a good one. Say, business is business. First off, Eugene Wilde said something about women. I'm going to quote it and use it as illustration. Eugene Wilde said that women first start by refusing the advances of men and end up resisting their exit. So it's the same thing with the English press, the English media. First off, they start destroying Saudi Arabia. Anything that makes their league, that comes up as a competition against their league, they start destroying it. When they see that, okay, these people are strong enough, they're not going to crumble and fall, they start embracing them and say, okay, we want a piece of the pie. And that's exactly what's happening. Look at the amount of players that are going from England to Saudi Arabia. It's about time they say, okay, you know what? Let's put our media, let's put our commentators, let's put the best men here. If we can't destroy them, let's go and make money because we really don't have money if we can be bringing in money. I think that's the kind of thing that Nigerians should be doing. Everywhere there's an opportunity to make money and add money to motherland, just a principle that the Israeli have done over the years, scattered all over the world, making money and sending back to motherland. I think there's nothing wrong with it. It's a good one. European man said Chelsea and under 21 nowadays now. Wow, no, it's the Wenger style. They are introducing the Wenger style, the Wenger principle. You catch them young and groom them old. But do you remember, like I say, future where them no go the club to play in. You came and say Arsenal won't chop better rice now, the most expensive rice in the whole world currently. That's the most expensive rice. Noel Turin, hi, how you doing? What Noel Turin? He said regarding transfer, not much transaction on Osimhen lately. He might just remain at Napoli for another season. There are 59 days to the end of the transfer window. If I know the transfer very well, the engine have not kicked in yet. Transfer window is always a diesel engine. It starts slow and then somewhere everything changes. All it takes is one move on the chessboard and then everything will fall like dominoes. I'm not going to conclude here until the end of it. But then if it stays to the end of the season, if we play another season at Napoli, I'm not seeing anything wrong with it anyway. I'm not saying that it will stay, but if it stays, I'm not going to stay and say, oh, it's not good enough. That's why. No. Just at the price, clubs are not able to pay. Just imagine if Manchester United today conclude their transaction and there's a new owner, the market forces would change. Like when Tinubu announced that subsidy had been removed. Okay, so anything can happen. Let's just keep our fingers crossed. 59 days is a long time in the transfer window. Okay, European man is the irony of Brazil. European man want to see United don't they go for Bobo. In case you don't know what Bobo is, it's Africa. Fairly used clothes, okay? Life. Lord Mayor, there's no kingdom, there's no king forever. One kingdom for another to rise. The Machiavellian principle. Real Madrid make a bid yesterday for that Turkey player, 20 million euros. Okay, let's see how it ends. That's the most important thing. Okay, Emmanuel say, make man go Everest. Oh, we don't care. He did try, but he's overrated. Chelsea fans. I remember one that they celebrate this guy. The headline should be Chelsea decide to leave Hudson Odoi. Cool. I feel good about that. You're kidding about it. Say Ramsey, he know they retire. All he makes not retire. It's simply the black man. That's say he's staying for life. You know what? Go. Okay, he said Arsenal are doing a fantastic job. So sad will still finish above them. Really? Where did you finish last season again, Chelsea? I'm looking at the table of last season and I've looked up to 10th. I still haven't seen Chelsea. And I remember Arsenal finishing second. So I don't understand this one, but let's just last season you guys were hijacking deals, were kidnapping deals, were ISIS and Al-Qaeda deals, and you guys finished, you're not on the top 10. You're not playing in Europe next season. I don't want to banter Chelsea before, but I have to respond to this nonsense that you put here. Eze Patrick finally got here. Eze Patrick is no longer lamenting, he's no longer crying. FSG are doing well now. It's good to have few additions before preseason start. FSG telling me they know better than me. Obviously, they know better than you before you're a billionaire. You get money. Where we go? Because my memory, Eze Patrick say 2 more additions in defense and midfield, and I think we can compete. What I want to do? The Europa are the place now. I want to have those plenty players. What do they do yourself, this boy? Yeah, Papa money, you like me to spend like that. I behave like children like this. Kiri Manuel say, but we go still first Arsenal win the league. That one is definitely not true. That one is definitely not true. Chelsea, you're not winning the league title at least in the next 5 years. That one is for sure. So don't even count your hopes. Don't raise it high. Yeah, and as now Mauricio Pochettino been a coach. Why they talk like say Nakala Ancelotti na employ? Pochettino be Chelsea coach. Be that league when he win for France. So that one I guarantee anybody. If I go coach Paris Saint-Germain, win all the title winning for France. Okay. European man says Spurs will always be Spurs. They are the same. Noel Torre say I'm looking for Arsenal to do better. Dig deeper this new season. They have a bigger squad now. No, they don't have a bigger squad actually. With better players, they are better players on paper. Yeah, more fight because Man City would be the only opponent this time. This time, I think I agree with you now, but they don't have a bigger squad, and that's always where they get it shot. Okay, man. I say Spurs will always be like They are not London brothers, butlers. Get out. Bascali. You're okay, man. I say Arsenal with Jesus and Mohammed, no fit win league. Make we see if them don't shop rice and sit down for Timberwood whether them will win up. You're a fool, but you don't know yet. I call that worry come to you. Don't worry. I know what to do to you. I'm doing well, my brother, according to Noel Turin. Divine okay, what have you been? He said, one day I understand Chelsea, the other day I don't. I just hope they know what they are doing. I think they're doing well. Here's a Patrick said, I finally think Brazil will win something. One Atleti joins. Okay, now. When you go there, you go understand. See, the football way the coach for Europe is different from what you see for South America. Lord Mayor, I just thought rate the new Napoli coach, but I pray he proved me wrong. Okay, is Napoli now a club that we expect them to win the league every season? Is that what I'm thinking? You're saying? I don't understand. It's the same Napoli. I don't understand. When the Napoli don't change because they won the league last season. Divine against, I think Real Madrid should go for Simena and get Mbappe on the free next season. Well, let's see how that goes. Not may I say Rude Gracias. I don't understand what that means. Rudy Garcia, that's what you want to say. Is a Patrick says Sporting Lagos and hopefully Heartland, my home team, will be in the NPFL next season. Nice show. Yeah, thank you very much. Sporting Lagos are in the NPFL already. I'm happy for them. And let's see how it goes. Then Remo Stars, and I hope that pretty soon we'll see Vendresa in the NPFL as well. European Emmanuel say Osime, Rono, Rudy Garcia, na better cola. Osime, I mean, I think I have a conversation with him later today. Osime, please listen to this guy. Here's a Patrick. He said, bros, toothache being they deal with me. No wonder you did type upside down in my FSG. And I understand that pain, they be like labor pain. As if I say, I did listen to radio sometimes, the app all the way. Thank you very much for listening on the app. And we'll pass 10 o'clock by 11 minutes. Let's see. I'm going to read all of that message. There's not two ways about it. Noel Turin, in the next 59 days, I want a club to make a mistake and bless Juventus by taking Vlahovic. Nobody go bless you now. They've removed subsidy from Vlahovic. Nobody's interested. God help us and do us this favor. God is not in this business of football. This money laundering business of football, God is not involved. God has left it a long time ago. As a Patrick say, finally, it looks like Finidi George will be the next coach. Lots of people in the background wants it to happen. Let's keep our finger. Me, I'm not going to talk. I'm not going to talk. As we know the learn, so we could go again, go at group stage, and go knock us out of the African Cup of Nations this time around. We become a laughing stock in the eyes of everybody. Okay, I just pay me for them. Osimhen say, now their time, now when they do the football like this, and they don't go ever win the Nations Cup. That one, and the bad side of it. But let's keep our fingers crossed. It doesn't mean I don't like Finidi George. No, I don't have a problem. So like Finidi George are my big bros. But this is the wrong time. That's the same way I said it by Guapo. If you still go there, I still support him. I supported Guapo, but I knew we were going to fail with him. Not because he's a bad coach. Timing is everything. Oh God, in the Bible, teach us to number our days that we may apply our hearts to wisdom. We don't know anything about time. Like the sons of Issachar, we should understand timing. Timing is key in everything. Okay, if you don't do timing properly, if you don't understand timing properly, you will get problem. Okay, you're okay, man. I said, bro. So that my last season, deep down, you know, say Arsenal will always be Arsenal. Butlers FC, no problem. Jerry Sampson. Listen, the upper saying first time, not be the same jam that say snake swallow money. So people didn't forget, child. People didn't forget. Now that same jam, now some people they bet on their credibility. Let's not even talk anything. Divine okay, say Chelsea if it make that mistake of Vlahovic. He's one of the three on the list alongside Moani and Martinez. Well, Noel Torre will be very, very happy. Noel Torre say Vlahovic to Arsenal, Fabio Romano confirmed. Fabio Romano, and I was sign the check. Like Papa Money, they want to sign the player, I think, Chris, or Kembe. Okay, so let's take a few ones from Instagram as I see Chooks _ EA say, me, I want to hear the voice of Godwin Inakena. Good morning. You know the radio way for the work. He had you to tune to that radio. If you tune to that radio, soldier go beat you. Papinini, for this radio, let me just say, for this radio, you don't go your voice. If you like, making the announce they do breaking news about the league. I don't go plan for this radio. You don't go hear them. So don't worry yourself. Papinini, he said, except Kavibasi, no other Nigerian player is making balls on this transfer window in the EPL. Well, it not necessarily need to be in the EPL. They go move. Musti 101, okay, like a course in the university. He said, I fear for Man United this coming season. Honestly, yes. They don't do well. Who do any? I go see any? And they don't do well. When Liverpool and Chelsea not do well last season, they don't see any. They don't do well too. They go fall off the top four, and then somebody else go take over. But I know say Chelsea go make top four. I know say Liverpool shall guaranteed. So the space where they're available, so 2 teams are guaranteed to stay: Man City and Arsenal. They'll continue to chase the title. 2 teams, their legs are Man United. Man City and Arsenal are on Christ the solid rock I stand. Oh, that ground is sinking sand. Man United and Newcastle are on that all other ground. And Liverpool and Chelsea are waiting to snatch and grab. That's how I'll just explain it. So anybody will want to throw away your Gary throw away, your Gary throw away, now they are Gary throw away. You for me, I told you, no problem. And then go suffer the suffer, not be me. Now you go suffer. One thing I know is that come the end of next season, Arsenal and Man City will still be in that top 2, right? Liverpool and Chelsea are the only team that are finding their way to come in. And the way it is right now, if Man U continue this, the Arare Waka, Mr. See somebody, anything what they like, what they see, they go see him for there. Who goes there? Or shine touch for their eye. It go too late. When they don't beat them. You know that 2 seasons ago, Arsenal started with Brentford, they beat Arsenal 2-0. Chelsea knocked them. Man City knocked them. Before they begin clear the tip for their eye, 8th position at the end. That kind of thing can happen again. It's not 8th position, 5th position, but it was too late. Since myself, I heard that CAF said all clubs in CAF competition must have female teams. Is this true? Yes, CAF is asking that they all have female team or their affiliations with female team. It's part of the CAF licensing rules. We'll see how that goes anyway. They will always find a way around it. Now today, they bend CAF rules. CAF rules are always very, very elastic. They'll feel better. So it's not a big deal. Well, guys, thank you very much for joining in on the show today. It's been very, very nice. I still have Precious Seminike 001. Say, bros, I listened to you when you came to Godway's show on Top Radio. I'm shocked, but not surprised about what you said about him. First off, let me clear the air. Let people talk about this. You go. I went to his show twice. I moved all the way from Aja to Agidingbi. I was the one that was making the sacrifice. I wasn't looking for a platform. I was already on Belied FM. I was already on ITV. I'd already done Al Jazeera because somebody sent me a message yesterday that this man give me a platform. No, he did not give me a platform. No, that's not true. Biola Kazim, that I work with at ITV, called me and said, bro, show up and I just come, add vibe to the show. And I went. It was me making that sacrifice, right? I respect the man like a big brother because he's older than me. He's from Edo State. I saw him as a big brother. So let me tell you where the beginning of this thing, and people should stop talking about this. You appear on the show. Stop it. He didn't do, it wasn't paying me. He didn't give me a platform. It was me making my sacrifice. This is what happened. MFN gained promotion. And it was a time that Nigerian League needed all the push. And I reached out. I called him. I said, hey, bros, congratulations on your promotion. You are a media person. This is my suggestion. I wasn't expecting that if I suggest to you, you would take it. It was a private conversation. This is my suggestion. Based on the fact that you're a media person, let's use media to project MFM. And the league, Lagos have not had a club in the top division for over 10 years. And these wonders that you have performed, Lagos is the hub of the media. You need to create a website. You need to have a branding. You need to have all these things. It's a private conversation. It needed to end there. Whether he do am or not do am was not a big deal. He went on his radio show, and this is something I will not forgive it because it's stupidity of the eyes. He went on his radio show and he said that boy in Belied FM say make we go to do media. Now media will take get to the point. First, that's rude. That's a very, very uncivilized way to behave. And it's an irresponsible behavior. I mean, I call people, if I do wrong, when call me out. I not get issues with people calling me out if I'm wrong. I go apologize and I move on. And if you know what, forgive me, that's not a big deal because I may mess up. Now we got past that, and I start hearing stupid insinuations coming from him towards me, which is wrong. And then there were a lot of people that he was trying to pull down. Let's be very honest here. Let's call it spirit. You know the problem with Nigeria? We make heroes out of evil men in this country. That's why somebody said that Abacha did not do any wrong in this country. Abacha did not steal any money, but meanwhile they were returning money. So I took my decision that this kind of person, that person will be safe, he poison me. I don't want to be friends with him. Fair to him, he has made a lot of overtures, tried to reach out to me, tried to put me in WhatsApp group that I'm not interested in. But I do not have respect for him anymore. That's the end of it. Again, I was doing a show on radio. And I said the way MFM were going, and I said this club is going to go on relegation. And then he took it personal. First off, you do the same thing about clubs everywhere on your radio show. Do I owe you? And then I start hearing, I will report it to your chairman. You know, so first off, the same job that you do is what I do. I am at liberty to say any club will go on relegation. So if it is your club, and eventually what happened, they got relegated. Same thing I said about Conor United, they got relegated. Name one club that I've said this thing about that they've not gone on relegation. They've all gone on relegation. Last season, I said National United was going to go on relegation. Did they not get relegated? So do you need to start with me or getting angry because I said that? I'm doing my job. I'm going to do it well. I don't do eye service. I'm a worry boy. I don't do eye service. I don't leak ass. So once the battle line is drawn, I'm set for it. I don't start a fight, but I will not run away from a fight. So you guys should stop it and stop using this. You went on a show to blackmail me. It's not a big deal. Many people have come on my show. They're not my friends anymore. It's not a big deal. Friendship is what I respect. Once that friendship is not there, then it should be shut down. People should stop saying they expect us to. No, I don't run on sentiment in the world that I live in. When you stab me in the back, I'm going to fight back. I'm not going to fall. No, I'm not Julius Caesar. I'm not going to fall down and die. I'm going to fight back. You stab me, I bomb you. Because the third law of motion clearly states to every action there's an equal or opposite reaction. You know what the opposite reaction is? You decide the guy who go turn that chick. Who write that thing for Bible? Not be idiot. You see, you slap my turn that chick. For what now? So you guys should stop trying to blackmail me with that. It's not important. I'm just stating, I don't like this person. I have the right to say it. Now, if you guys don't like it, then that's your business. But don't bring the sentiment. I don't like him because what he do to me, I'm not going to do it to anybody. Even people where no, you know, who I don't like, I don't feel do that kind to them. But when you feel like you have a platform, you want to like embarrass me, make me look stupid, what would they do now? You see those kind of behavior. I make Nigerian football they wear this. Those kind of behavior. And people like that, and then they feel they like them. Because if I have a private conversation with you for the good of the game, if you don't even want to have, I don't get a problem. But don't make me look like a caricature, like an idiot. Like I look for work from you. You go feel pay me. You know, I don't know if you understand. So every time I hear no. We need to be very honest in this country. If not, Nigeria will scatter. And it's on the back of this unnecessary emotional blackmail sentiment that will destroy things. If you watch ESPN, you know they see what Tommy Smith they talk, or Stephen A. Smith they talk. That's how you build a system. People should be able to speak truth to power. I don't care what position you are, whether we're friends yesterday. If I can't criticize my friends, then I should not be able to criticize my enemies as well. It's that simple. I'm sure we can go from there and not bring it up again. Mostly 101 says, thanks, bros. I indeed love your show. You're too much. Thank you very much. God bless you. I appreciate that. Where did I stop on YouTube? Bros, you give us a hope. That's according to Yorokiri Manuel. You're not going to beat here. Uduni Rameleka say waiting. I like that. Let me just say the ESPN rating of the top 10 best striker in the world. It's cool, though. Some people say it's not cool. Osimhen is 4th best. That's why it is ESPN rating. When I see this rating and I see people complain, where people the rating is done for clickbait, for people to react. So people are also entitled to what they think about it. What I always say is when I now see another organization, I am an organization. If I think ESPN rating is not good, I should do my rating and put the player that I think is supposed to be number 1. And most time people do it on Instagram. Somebody will put 3 players and say, start one, bench one, cut one. I will put my own. Instead of people to post their own, they will come on the comment section under my post and start saying it. I feel, what are you saying? No, it's mine. This is me starting one, benching one, and cutting one. It does not necessarily need to be pleasing to you, but it just have to be. So I think ESPN have done their own, and I don't think ever a time will come where people will put up their own selection and everybody will be satisfied, right? But it is up to us to understand that all the players that they put in that rating are fantastic players and they deserve to be there. Maybe you don't agree with the positioning. Maybe you don't agree that this player should be here, but they have, okay, there are reasons why they pick the players that they picked and all that. Are you comfortable, you that sent this message, are you comfortable with when they put Julian Alvarez in that conversation and some other players? Because in some other countries too, they're telling you, oh, this player is not supposed to be here, that player is supposed to be there. So all of that also kicks in this, okay? Precious 001 says, you are right, bros. He thought you are one of those his guys he brought up. No, he did not. Nobody in Lagos, nobody in this part of the world brought me up. So nobody should come and be taking those kind of credit. I know everything, bros. I have followed you guys for long. Thank you. Those who follow this story from the beginning know where this thing come from. So let's not even come here and be playing some childish sentiment anymore. I know they do have. Because if anybody that can do that, if I play around them and then they go do, they'll poison me, I'll die. And the only thing I'll do 2 weeks of hashtag and I'm gone. Okay, I'm not the first person. So I'm trying to be very, very safe. And my mother said, in which way you go feel beat for daytime, not feel press it for night. Which way you feel beat for daytime, you not feel try and press it for night because you know what's going to happen. So the truth is, when people are not in your circle, let them know. Say, we need a road together. There's not diplomacy in friendship. And our government, this not be government. My personal life is not government. We should always understand that part of it. Having said that, final comment coming in from Eze Patrick. Eze Patrick say, MFL will disappoint us big time. I still invest for that club. No, you cannot. For me, I think they did well. I mean, the newly promoted club going on the continent. The funding did follow. They had a good team, good set of players. I'm still going to say it. When it comes to club management in Nigeria, Gordon Agana will be among the top guys. He didn't have the resources to win the league. You won't, quarrel does not mean I should deny him of those flowers that he deserves. Okay. The problem with Nigerians is somebody criticizes you, you take it personal. Right? But we criticize Messi, Ronaldo, Arsene Wenger, Lampard, and the rest of them. They're not human beings. Why don't they take it personal? So in terms of the job that he did there, he did well. And he's proving it again with Sporting Lagos. So when it comes to knowing that area, he did it well, qualified them on the continent, fantastic. I'm just talking on the personal front, okay? It's like you can be a good footballer, but you could be a bad person. You can be a great basketball player, and you could be a bad person. You could also have the both side of being a great basketball player, being a good person as well. So if you step on me the wrong way, if I not do you something wrong and you step on me, like my former chairman, we cannot be friends anymore, right? If I do something wrong and you step on me, I feel that that's discipline. That's even me being wrong. I would be the first. I would break every wall to apologize. But when I'm not wrong, hey, you try to run me out. Okay, now. What would they wait now? Go and ask Jacobo. But more than the wait, we'll go see ourselves. What's it called? Jerry Sampson. He said, boss, if they invited you back to Brilla FM, will you go? You not be crazy, you're not crazy. This is the way you ask, so it makes sense. It's like you don't deal come up for house when you squat to you go build your own house, they stay. Because say, then they bring it back, maybe squat to agree. This is the way you don't talk. So if I be your elder brother before, if I be your elder brother, you go ask me this question. And I have my own company. You say, make I go back to where they employ me. I have my own company with staff. It's not going to pray make this company grow. Make the staff why I get whether they grow. You won't kill this company now. Man, go back to where they pay me 180,000 naira a month. You answer the question yourself. Jerry Mumu. Well done. Wow. At this point, make I pack my bag and begin go. Make I leave company why they build, big business why they do. Wow. What people? Must I be ask question? Area. You don't show. Hey, see, did that they own your jacket? I don't know where I go put the jacket, but somebody Precious say when he kiss the bros, block that guy. Precious, oh my God, I need to buy you that time on this thing. I need to block that guy. How can I wish? Say bros, block that guy. Now really, Mumu. You understand? You see the word why they face. I didn't get to build my own empire. You see, I will go back to where I will get to work every single day. Wake up 4 a.m., go suffer, come earn 180,000 naira. We don't even need to pay one of my pikin bus fare to school now in current Nigeria. Wow. Eh, God, invite to go do what? To go do party. Is a Patrick, you want to join Amabi? My people, do not try. You did I say I better block am now wish. I tell you, wish plenty. Then they show themselves. Did I meanwhile that jacket, after I want to send them, I call UK, I be I go Larry. They'll pick up for them. I will say I be. You see man say Nigerians are funny. Nigerians are funny people. See, I tire for the question. The question it tire me. Odulu Ramilaka say, man, you don't wear Arsene Wenger concussion. Did I the entire club for you? They just the price Onana. Jesus. I know Alasha guys. Now 1 hour 30 minutes we don't do. More leave this one, more go, more come back tomorrow again, okay? My name is Remini Dafimache Second. You guys like to come in the number on the spots. That's fine. Smiley. Picky with it as a name Nigeria Basi. She be our intern, but she did try, she did grow every single day. And one day she feel just become one person every single day, hold her down for the station, you know, understand? But until then, she did school for Cotonou, but she got to 6 months internship here. I just after the 6 months, we should go back. She will become a Cotonou reporter. I hope you had fun, Sha. Yeah, that's the most important thing. Like I always tell people, no matter how you do the job, have fun while you're doing it, because you know today might just be the last job, the last day you do it, but let it be said that you had fun doing it. It's very, very important. Doing anything you do and having fun while doing it. Well, having said that, my name is Idafe Manchester. You love to come in and look on the spot. It's been the Sports Buffet extended version. God bless you all, and let's do this again tomorrow. Please, if you have not subscribed to this channel, do it to subscribe and help us to grow. It's very, very important. Thumbs up to you too, UpSeaman24. To Joy, nice, giving you thumbs up. They're healing you, Joy, and we hope to see you at the very top of your game. That's the most important thing. We, like I said, the people who come here, let success rub off on you. Be better when you leave here. Be better than you are now. Dida says, make sure they use the mic like worried. Now this girl now your girl. Shyness one killer. She's so. I don't know. I don't know what I could do again. I don't know what I could do, but we'll go teach her. Somebody they use it. I talk well, everybody hear. You know they do like say baby. They talk well, everybody hear. You know understand?
Talking.
Okay, find that energy. Find the vibe. Vibe well. All right, guys. Thank you very much. It's been a wonderful day on the show. I like it until some very, very unnecessary questions start popping up, but let's pack our bags and baggages and go. Let me go do. Prepare yourself for the Kenneth Omero's interview, the full one. It's coming out. And thanks for all of you who viewed the Ode Gallo's interviews. Been over 14K views. That's nice. And I've got a few good news coming in the days ahead. People that have been asking me, where is my podcast? What happened to the podcast? Well, that's about to take a new turn. It's about to go down. And we're about to go on a very, very big platform. We're about to go premium and all that. We've been cooking behind the scene. We've been doing a whole lot behind the scene, shooting a movie in Hong Kong, doing some stuff here. It's about to go down. So stay here, stay on this system, download our app, keep it locked. You go gist. The other. Man, don't worry, the other. This man, that's why this guy be pidgin English, which you don't understand. You hear the other. You know the other. Hey, you don't worry, Piki, you don't understand. Worry, Piki, God. You know the other. You don't understand. Oh God, I don't understand. Oh, this is Gen Z. Did they London? Did I hear the other? Abi, say you hear the other. I trust you. You're okay, Rimano. You hear the other. They know all these people. They know what that is. But you don't understand. You know the other.
I don't hear the other.
You know the other.
I don't hear the other. What's that?
You not hear the other. Oh, okay. Okay, you go hear. I go teach you how to hear the other. And you go laugh for your nose. All right, thank you very much, everybody. Let's go. If I you go say in the year the other. Oh, if I be they born you for better native hospital. Not be all these Ajabota they go more for anything hospital. Kind of go abroad go more. It go loud. It go loud for your nose. It go smell for your ear. You never understand. You never hear that word before.
No.
I'm spoiling you now. I'm spoiling your vocabulary. I'm teaching my children pidgin English, and when they respond, it's so sweet. My children are like, "Man, I look good though." All right, guys, let's go. Bye bye. I don't feel like going today anyway, but I gotta go. Gotta go.